LeBron James shows support for JJ Redick after Lakers' third straight loss. After the Los Angeles Lakers lost for the third consecutive game, LeBron James stood up for coach JJ Redick. The Lakers lost the game against the Orlando Magic on Tuesday, March 25, 2024, extending their losing run by double digits to 3 games, according to Athlon Sports. The Lakers have lost the previous 2 games since James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura returned to the floor, proving that even the return of the team's main players hasn't improved their fortunes. James has struggled since returning on Saturday, March 22, 2025, after missing 7 games due to injury. During his first 2 games back, the Lakers lost to the Orlando Magic 118-106 and the Chicago Bulls 146-115. The Lakers lead the Golden State Warriors by 2.5 games, but this losing run has caused anxiety before the playoffs. "I think one thing about JJ, man, he breathes the game," the 4-time NBA champion said in defense of Coach Redick at the Pat McAfee show, despite the team's ongoing losses. "And he lives and breathes basketball every day. Sleeping is not an option if we lose a game or don't perform well." On Wednesday, March 26, 2025, the 5th-seeded Los Angeles Lakers of the Western Conference will take on the Indiana Pacers. The Los Angeles Lakers have lost all 3 of their games by double digits, in addition to being on a 3-game losing skid. LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and Rui Hachimura have returned to the floor, but they have lost the previous 2 games. Ahead of Wednesday's away game against the Indiana Pacers, the Lakers, 43-28, are now the 5th seed in the Western Conference. This is a difficult time for JJ Redick's team ahead of the playoffs, even if they are still 2.5 games clear of the Golden State Warriors. But on Wednesday, James stood up for Redick on the Pat McAfee show. "I think one thing about JJ, man, he breathes the game," the 4-time NBA champion was quoted as saying. "And he lives and breathes basketball every day. Sleeping is not an option if we lose a game or don't perform well." Redick has been in the NBA for 15 years, but this is his first season as a head coach of a professional club. Despite this current stretch, the Duke alum has managed to keep the ship afloat. Prior to this, he had only ever coached his son's 4th-grade team. The Lakers will play the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday after continuing their road trip against the Bulls on Thursday. On Monday, they will face the Houston Rockets at home. LeBron James to feature Steve Nash on Mind the Game podcast. March 26, UPI, LeBron James said Wednesday that he and NBA great Steve Nash, the former coach of the Brooklyn Nets, would co-host the 2nd season of the Mind the Game podcast. Prior to his hiring in June, James co-hosted the podcast with Los Angeles Lakers coach JJ Redick in 2024. Podcast's 2nd season will launch on YouTube, Prime Video, and other platforms on April 1st. In a video shared on the Mind the Game podcast social media accounts, Nash said, "You were doing this with a professional podcaster last year who is now your head coach." James also made a joke about Nash maybe landing another head coaching position after his podcasting responsibilities are over. "Real quick, if he gets a head coaching job, because whatever, we didn't talk about this beforehand, guys," stated James. But 2 great minds once again. LeBron James relaunching Mind the Game with Steve Nash as co-host. James is reviving the Mind the Game podcast with Steve Nash after he and his co-host JJ Redick started it in 2024 and stopped it when his partner was hired as the Lakers head coach. The relaunch was initially reported by Dave McMenamin of ESPN. On April 1st, the well-liked basketball program podcast will make a comeback and be accessible via YouTube and Amazon Prime. Few people can match Steve Nash's basketball background as LeBron's new co-host. He was the Brooklyn Nets' previous head coach, a 2-time MVP, and a 2018 Naismith Hall of Fame inductee. Having played alongside Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard during a period of Los Angeles basketball that didn't go as planned, he is also a former Laker. LeBron is referring to plays like angle pop in his high-level conceptual discussion of basketball. As he drinks wine and smiles broadly, he also shares with us his thoughts on what he believes constitutes a good teammate. LeBron said that he was frustrated with media attention and wanted to create a podcast when Mind the Game first came out. To his credit, this show never engaged in stale arguments about who should win awards, debated over athletes' deservingness of accolades, or followed the most recent disputes on Twitter. Lakers coach JJ Redick reveals Bronny James' biggest area of improvement. This season, youngster Bronny James of the Los Angeles Lakers has played in the G League, and coach JJ Redick thinks those minutes have improved his play. In 16 games with South Bay, James is averaging 17.4 points, 4.6 assists, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.5 steals while shooting 31.4% from three-point range. His career-high 31 points, 3 assists, 3 steals, and 2 rebounds on January 24th were among his 2 30-point performances. Over the weekend, the 55th selection said that he has seen improvement in his game, which he attributes to playing with South Bay. Redick gave him credit for making the most of those minutes. He has, in my opinion, fully embraced the G League. Zach Guthrie, the coach of South Bay, and his team have done a fantastic job with his progress. Our crew has also been in contact with them and has received updates, which is evident. I believe that throughout his time with us, he has excelled in both sessions and games. He has, in my opinion, been quite reliable. His ability to play both on and off the ball as a decision-maker, whether as a scorer or a passer, is perhaps his greatest area for growth. I don't simply mean passing. His degree of hostility and confidence have increased as a result. Those are two crucial factors for a young athlete.